I've got a quote from Unai Emery off his Instagram straight after the game against Bayern Munich. Too many feelings inside, but I can explain in one word what happened tonight. Perfect. Prince William, Wes and Nassef, my great players, the coaching staff, the management and staff, the 82 heroes, the media, the whole club having a beautiful night. Tomorrow back to work with energy and recharge, but tonight I just came back to social media to say from the heart, thank you to every Villa fan. We know your sacrifices, personal efforts, how much you must work to be able to come to Villa Park or watch us in TV. I hope you enjoy as much as you deserve. See you, and we need you fresh for Sunday. Unai, I'm now fresh, recharged and ready to tackle Manchester United with you. Up the Villa. Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. If you are new around here, make sure you are subscribing, smash the likes and comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Very difficult coming off the back of a Champions League victory, a 1-0 win against Bayern Munich, to come back here and turn your attention to anything but Bayern Munich, Aston Villa. The excitement, the happy thoughts, the proud moment of supporting our club in the Champions League. But we are here. The players spoke about it after the game against Bayern Munich that Unai Emery mentioned. We have a job to do on Sunday. Premier League is the priority against Manchester United. And it's a big, big test for Villa. And it's one that I am sure we will be well prepared for. We will have had our batteries charged. We'll be raring and ready to go at Villa Park to put on another massive performance to keep doing what we keep doing, and that is winning football matches, performing at the highest level. And I'm just really excited for the game. So on this episode, we're going to go into great detail on Manchester United. We're going to take a look at their team. We're going to take a look at what's been going on, and then we'll probably have a look at the predicted lineup as well. I might stick that in there for you as well. It might be a little bit difficult to do with some of the injuries, but we'll try and do it. So this isn't a great fixture for me as a Villa fan growing up in the 90s, early 2000s. We've been there. We've seen the late goals. We've all been at school, if you're around my age, full of Manchester United fans. And it just wasn't a great place to be. But the tides have turned somewhat. Manchester United fan base aren't in a great place. And I don't really think any fan base will have any sort of sympathy with Man United fans for feeling how they're currently feeling. But Manchester United are a team that are under massive amounts of pressure now. Ten Hag has got massive amounts of pressure growing on him. It feels he's now on a game-by-game basis. Whether they win does it give him a bit of time? Does it not? It sort of papers over a couple of cracks. But I think with this international break looming, a lot of Manchester United fans feel like this is the time where Manchester United Ineos owners are going to pull the plug and try and replace Ten Hag with a new manager. We have a big opposition preview tomorrow. We have the legend Adam McCullough on the channel. My mate is on the channel, Adam McCullough. So really looking forward to bringing that one. There's a real good insight on Manchester United there through Adam's words. So I already know that they're not in a great place, and he's under severe amounts of pressure. Last summer, there was talk of him going after the FA Cup final win. They stuck with him. It felt like the wrong decision, in my opinion. Got into this season, needed to hit the ground running. He hasn't hit the ground running, and they are exactly the same, if not worse, than they were last season. From a Villa point of view, I think we have to learn from the Wolves game after our previous Champions League game away at Young Boys. I think there will be a little rotation. I think there'll probably be some rotation if one or two have got a little bit little knocks going into this game anyway, so we'll probably see more rotation, but I think it's needed. I think the energy levels need to be recharged. I think Unai will have learned a lot from that Wolves game, because first half we were really slow, we were sluggish, we couldn't really get to grips with Wolves. We can't have that again at Villa Park on Sunday. Premier League games at Villa Park this season, the last two, we haven't started that well. We've gone behind, so it's important and imperative that we don't do that again. But I think Unai will have learned from that Wolves game. Manchester United are away to Porto in the Europa League, so they have got a tough away game. So they've got the travel to work with, a Thursday, Sunday game, midday on Sunday as well. So even though our game against Bayern would have took a lot out of us, we've got that extra day's rest in there as well. We haven't had to do any travelling. So I think we'll be prepared. This manager is fully focused on the Premier League. He is so driven. Those players will be bang up for it, and we will perform on Sunday. I have no doubts about it. Right. So tactically, we're going to take a look at Manchester United. And if there are any Manchester United fans watching, probably skip this bit and come back to the bit after it, because it doesn't have good reading, I don't think. So Manchester United, what are they? What do they do? What do they try and do? So, in essence, they are a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1 on paper. But with the ball, Manchester United become a 4-2-4. They become a 4-2-4 with one of the eights, generally Bruno Fernandes, going into an advanced area. So Bruno Fernandes plays in the 8, and he will go into that sort of number 10 position and make up that forward front four for Manchester United. Then what we'll find is that the two central midfielders become a pivot, should we say. A pivot that doesn't pivot, that stays there a little bit. And then we've got a 4 at the back. So Mazraoui will try and go forward somewhat. We'll have Dalot that will go forward as well. The two wingers at times stay high and wide, but they also can invert somewhat. They can also rotate with Bruno Fernandes and move into those areas. We could also have Dalot bombing on and offering width through there, and Rashford playing in that area through there. You'll generally at times see Manchester United play with a box midfield, or they'll play with a diamond midfield. The box midfield will look like this with the two holders. You'll get Xerxes and Bruno Fernandes in the box. If it's not the box, what you'll get is you'll get the diamond, and the diamond will be a deep line player, 2 players either side, and Xerxes up top. This is game dependent on what they do. Big problems for Manchester United this season have been their defending on transition. The amount of gaps that Manchester United are leaving on teams, it's just an absolute joke. You could literally run through the whole of the Manchester United midfield. We'll sometimes see Xerxes dropping a little bit deeper, and Bruno Fernandes may be running off as well. So the big threats with Manchester United, in my personal opinion, come from player quality. Manchester United, on their day, have some game-changing players that can produce big, massive moments. Rashford can produce moments. Garnacho can produce moments. Mainu can do that. Fernandes can do that, albeit he hasn't really been doing it of late. So they're a team of moments. They're a team that are, if you look back at Manchester United within their DNA back into the 90s and 2000s, the Fergie era, it was mentality, it was desire, and it was quality. This team lack the desire and they lack the fight. Any team with quality, with desire, will beat Manchester United, because Manchester United players don't track back. They don't work hard for the team. They're a bunch of individuals that play for themselves, and they're really poor. They are a really poor team. They're a poor team. They're poorly coached, and they're a group of players that just have no desire. They have no desire to help the team. They have no desire to work hard. So this leads me to believe that if Villa can be at the correct level, with the correct energy, with the correct fight, then we'll be able to beat this Manchester United team. One of their best players is Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo came into the team last year and he showed that passion, he showed that desire, he showed that exuberance to want to work hard for Manchester United. He's a brilliant player, but that's why he started to flourish, because everybody else in this team just doesn't have it. So desire's a big thing, and I think they severely lack it. There's a massive pattern with Manchester United, which I'm about to show you now. The big pattern for Manchester United is the amount of space that they are leaving between the lines in these areas through here. Now, I've got slides of every single game that Manchester United have played this season, starting with Fulham. Note, Manchester United midfielders, defenders, running back to goal. This is a trait and something that they were doing last season, and you'd have expected it to be replicated with Ten Hag this season. But it hasn't done it. He hasn't rectified it. And it's a big problem with how they play. You can go through the whole of this team and you can dribble with it. Players like Morgan Rogers, Jacob Ramsey can really exploit this Manchester United side. We've got another one. Players breaking through the lines. We've got a 5-on-3. We've got a 5-on-3 here. The Manchester United midfield has just completely evaporated. It's disappeared. We've got another one through here as well. A team that are breaking on transition. They're dribbling. They're driving forward. We've got players that are just ambling around the football pitch. We've got players that aren't really running back at full speed. There's no desire to trap back. There's no desire to help your teammates out. Manchester United have got good defence. They've got an absolutely good defence. But you won't have a good defence because you can't play like this. You cannot leave 4 at the back like this, defending against players that are running onto you, that are breaking through lines, that are making overlaps and underlaps. So this is in every single game that Manchester United have played. Again here, lacklustre desire. We've got players that are just ambling around the pitch, and then Spurs break, Van der Ven, brilliant goal. We've got another one through here, a dodgy, breaking through, exploiting the Manchester United defence, the midfield, non-existent. Another one, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4-on-2 here. Manchester United midfield disappeared. So can we see this running theme, this running trait, FC20 in the Europa League? Another one, breaking through. So if Villa get into this scenario, we are going to have a lot of joy in this game. This won't change. This will happen on Sunday. This has been happening now for over a year at Manchester United. You know, it's not like he's going to stop this from happening because he doesn't know how to stop it, because the players aren't listening to him anymore. It's falling on deaf ears and they're just not working hard enough. We have got an image here of something that Manchester United do and try to do. I don't know how successful it is, but here we've got the box midfield. We've got a little bit of rotation between Fernandes and Garnacho. Garnacho's gone inside. Fernandes has gone a little bit wider. But Villa fans, we can do this. We can beat these. We've got another one here that highlights a little bit of something that we have really got to watch out for, because we do know, and we have seen this in the past, of what they try to do against Aston Villa. And I imagine it's going to be a similar sort of tactic from Ten Hag. It's going to be ball over the top. Can we try and exploit that high line? But little does he know that that high line isn't that high anymore. So if he does try and exploit the high line, it's not as high as what it was, and it's not as high as the joy that he got through it from last season. But we've got 2 players out wide here now that offer that width. That's what Manchester United are going to do. You're going to have that width there. But what I'm talking about is desire. These 2 players here have no desire to trap back. They have no desire to run back. They have no desire to help the team out. So Villa can just have our shape, be compact, be organised. Xerxes, I like him. He drops deep. He works hard for the team. but I think he's going to need another striker in and around him to get the best out of him. We can see that Manchester United here are in a back four, so you've got the back four through there, and yeah, space to exploit. You can exploit some space through here. We've got space there. We've got space to run it through here. We've got gaps here. We've got another gap through there that we can exploit. So I really expect Ollie Watkins to pose massive amounts of problems for their back two as well. I imagine there'll be space in between there for us to get a lot of good things going through there in this game as well. So, and what have we got here? Again, we've got a little bit of what we can see through what they're going to try and do. Again, we've got players that are out wide. We've got a Xerxes coming deeper. So, like I said, he'll come deeper. And then you'll get this runner through here that will be coming off him a little bit. So, we have got to watch the overlaps out wide as well. So, you will get the overlaps from Dalot and Mazraoui. They will try and overlap as well. So, we've got to be careful for that. We've got to double up on both fullbacks as well, if that's what they're going to do. They're going to go forward. So the Manchester United press isn't that great either. The best thing that I could summarise Manchester United is that they are thinkers, not reactors. So what I mean by that is they react to what's happening very, very slowly. And that's the big thing. They will think about trying to do something instead of just actually like actively reacting to it straight away. And then that's why you get those sort of like split second decision making from them that isn't very great at all. So tactically, that's what we can expect. That's how we can exploit them. That's how they're going to play. They're not going to change how they're going to do it. So we've got some great stats here now from Earl, avfc Scout. And he has supplied us with some brilliant data. So let's take a look at this then. Manchester United average positions and passing networks over the last 3 matches. So what we can see is we can see that 4-2-4 formation. We can see everything is going into central midfield. The top passing combinations is very, very important to note as well. So we've got a central defender to left back, Dalot, 42. Central defender to central defender, De Ligt to Martinez, 37. Defender to right back, De Ligt to Mazraoui, 35. Centre back to centre back, 30. We've got left back to left-sided centre half, 28. We've got left back to right-sided centre half, 27. We've got centre back to central midfielder, Eriksen, 25. Mazraoui to Fernandes. Dalot to Fernandes. Fernandes to Mazraoui. So if we're looking at this now and we're thinking, who are their creative players? Is no one passing to Rashford? Is no one passing to Garnacho? Is no one passing to Xerxes? Is Bruno Fernandes not passing to anybody else? Because there's not one attacking player that is passing to another attacking player and has a combination over 23 in the last 3 matches. So that shows that they're comfortable in build-up and it's breaking down because the opposition are pressing them and they're winning the ball and they're stopping the balls going into their most creative players. So this highlights massive, massive problem with Manchester United. We can see here that the area of influence and passing areas, we can see on that left-hand side, it's really, really red on that lower third. We can see the areas of influence in the last 3 games. Mazraoui, Dalot are not really pushing too high. They're not really getting over the halfway line too much. We can see that Bruno Fernandes is drifting more to that right-hand side. So you can imagine that he's going to the right-hand side and Garnacho or Dalot are going more of an inverted position. Eriksen, Agate has not played that many games, but he doesn't look that great either. And then here we can really see how much of an impact Xerxes is having. The deeper he goes when he's coming back and receiving and picking up that ball as well. And then here we've got their front 4, Dalot, Rashford, not really getting into that sort of 18 yard box area either. So that's not the best. So here we have Manchester United shots against. So they're having 13 shots against per game, and they've had 39 shots on their goal in the last 3 games. If Villa got 13 shots off on their goal, I'd expect us to score 2 or 3, I think. And then Manchester United are having 15.3 shots per game, a total of 46 in total over the last 3 games as well. So thank you, Earl, for sharing your stats and your data for us. The Villa lineup, I think it's going to be really, really interesting because I think we are going to see probably a little bit of rotation in there as well. I think we will have learnt massively from the Wolves game, like I said earlier. So if I have to pick the lineup, I think it might look something similar to this. Cash was on the bench against Bayern Munich. He might come back in for this game. Konsa, Pau, and I think we might go with Maatsen in this game. I really do think Maatsen would be a welcome addition in this game, offering that width, bombing on, getting forward. I think this could be Maatsen's first Premier League start for Aston Villa. Onana went off, but he looked like he was celebrating okay. I could possibly see Barkley starting this game in there with Tielemans. I think that is a possibility. And I also think this is different. I think Rodgers could go on the left. I think Philogene will start on the right. And I also think, now this is the big one, guys. This is the big one. Philogene is going to start for me. We are going to go with, where's the main man? Where is he? Right, we've got to get him. I think Durant might start. And I also think Philogene is going to start as well, but I can't find him. Where's Philogene? He's got to be on here, surely. Where is he? My eyesight is terrible. Should be wearing my glasses, guys. Right, you know what Philogene in? So, there he's Jadon. So that's what I think we could possibly go with. I think if Bailey's out, Jadon's on the right. I think if Ramsey's out, Rodgers is on the left. And then I think you're going to see Duran and Watkins up top. And that's what I think we're going to go with. So my lineup would probably be something like that. Where this game's going to be won is Maatsen. It's going to be our midfield up against their midfield. Jadon plays like he does against Bayern Munich. Absolutely fantastic. Duran banging form. He's going to bang again. And yeah, absolutely buzzing. So there we go. There we go. Manchester United. Those are my thoughts on Manchester United. I think we're going to win, guys. We haven't had too many good times at Villa against Manchester United in my lifetime. And hopefully we can get there. My score prediction will be Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1. That is what I'm going to go with. Share your thoughts on Manchester United. Share your thoughts on Aston Villa. We've got opposition preview that's going to be out tomorrow, which is a good one. It's really good, honestly, guys. So if you've got this far, make sure you're smashing the likes, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Up the Villa.